Good morning, Year 10, and I hope you're well and keeping yourself safe. Mr. Sun here, and this morning is our drawing lesson. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and build on what we did last week. Now, if you remember last week what we were looking at, and I've got here my playlist for drawing techniques, which I'm adding to all the time. And remember, you can get hold of that one quite easily by just going to my channel, Mr. Sutton DT, and click on the drawing techniques one. And inside there, you'll see all the bits and pieces. But we were looking at these kind of product design, sketching, and shading techniques. And I've gone through and I've marked pretty much everybody's that handed it in anyway work, and sort of gone over it and made sure that those are really good and sort of giving you some feedback. I'd like to build on that one today. I was thinking about doing a bit about materials, but I'm going to leave that one for the moment, and I may bring that in on Friday. We'll see. I've got to make a decision on that one. We might do something less exciting, but we'll have a look. We might mix it up. But what I'd like to do is build on that, because while some people could do it reasonably well, nobody did it amazingly well, and quite a few people had a few issues doing cross-hatching. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go back a little bit and think about what is cross-hatching. And this is obviously the video I've gone for. Quite a nice little one for us to have a look at. Oh, there we go. We've got the usual sort of advert that's going to be a pain in the neck. Skip it.
What is cross-hatching? Well, when you draw with black...
And you can see on this guy, it's quite a useful one to go through, and I'll just sort of mute that one so we're not going to have him talking about it constantly in the background. It is literally very, very basic techniques to build up your ability to do cross-hatching. Now, if you're not sure what cross-hatching is, or if you didn't look at the previous video that we had last week, and there was quite a few of you, by the way, that we're now starting a system where those people, it's recorded if you do not, or continually do not do work. So just bear in mind that if you're not doing bits and pieces, I am keeping track of this. So hopefully you're watching this video and you'll start to make sure that you watch on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays to get those lessons in. Now, cross-hatching is literally what he's doing here. It's adding tone using a pen, and it's using linear lines. I say linear lines, you can see they're all parallel. So on here's one here, you can see they're all parallel, or they follow the shape of the object. Now with the 3D bit that he's got just here, that kind of point is really important. Now you start to build up your ability to draw in 3D shapes. And you can see here on the actual part just here, you can see the lines going back and forth. And they're following the direction of the depth of that number 3 just there and the D. You see just here, again, you've got these parallel lines coming down just here, but you've also got an angle to them, 90 degrees, but although they're not actually at 90 degrees, following the direction of depth of the D there. He's also put in a little bit of a suggestion of the shadow. Now, I want you to try this one out. We're going to have a little bit of a go with it today. We're going to build up our abilities. Now, you can see with this video, what he does is he goes through very, very simple stuff about how to create something just using a cube, as you can see here. Now, that is a great little technique, and it builds on what you did last week. Now, you've also got those simple pencil and pen strokes, because before you can do that, you've got to be able to control the pencil realistically, or the pen. And that's why I'd like you to have a look at this little one that we've got just here. Oh, not her. Create a bigger, more impactful business. I don't think so. We're going to be looking at, more importantly, these, which is how to actually create those lines, those techniques. So the first protocol today is just literally to doodle. You can see here we've got a lovely example of a page where there's different mark making techniques, and it really struck me that I needed to go back to basics with you. So this is what I want you to do first. This video goes through all of the different bits. You've got hatching, cross-hatching where they cross over, contouring, which is where it follows a three-dimensional shape and suggests that shape. So you can see we've got the curve coming in here. There's cross-hatching contour, which is just as it sounds. It's using the cross-hatching technique, but also the contouring technique. So similar to what we've just seen with the 3 and D. You've got this quite interesting one where you've got circles, random lines, and then choice. I would say this is kind of interesting, little patches, and then stippling, which don't use a really good pen for that particular one. You'll destroy it. It's a good idea to use something fairly simple. So I'd like you to, as you can see with this, he goes through with pencils and also with a pen these different techniques. And I just want you to try that out and do the usual sort of upload and show me what you've created. So I want you to do that, not way effort, and really sort of build it up so you get the techniques. Doodle, play around with it. Now on the same page you can do a little bit of a mini box and sort of do that one and just try to add in, because the second video I want you to have a bash at is literally what he's cross-hatching and do what he was doing there with the cube. So using a cube, or if you're feeling really adventurous, you could start to actually bringing lettering, your own initials, the 3D, whatever it wants. Obviously you'd have to draw it correctly first of all. He does go into more techniques where he's doing the boxes as well, which is very useful, and he does similar types of things, but I wanted it to be more freehand, and I think the other video is better for it. So this is about you, and you can do it all on the same sheet of paper. You do not have to do it on set once, because then you're going to have to upload 2 things. But I'd like to just really start out with those basic sort of strokes, get those in there, and then go on to that one just there. Upload those, and hopefully we should have some interesting bits to have a look at. We're getting around about half the group at the moment, so the rest of you, especially if you viewed this, I want you to make sure that you are actually uploading these, because without your work uploaded, I cannot mark it and I cannot see your progress. Anyway, hope that's all nice and clear and simple and straightforward. I look forward to seeing the results of that one, and I'll give you some feedback. And yeah, I'll speak to you all soon. Take care, everyone.